with the loaded guns. Heavy bass lines, AOs and kick drums.
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch this, my flow I can't rush this. Still I'm on straps when I'm talking, you should hush bitch. I am from the heavy base, my bro called a heavy case. Got a couple friends, they be watching from the heaven gates. Moving with the heavyweights, with the heavyweight. Time to celebrate life, Mary Jane be my wife. Man, recipes to fight dog, music be my life dog. Shouts to anybody with a brother doing life, y'all. It's fucking with my brain. Like, should I flip a pack or just focus on the game?
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Tonight's discussion is about the word tolerance. In American culture, tolerance has become a thing that everybody has to pursue, has to implement with the ever-changing and evolving world that we live in. Tonight, we will discuss if tolerance is bad, good, or misunderstood. I am Chef Earl the Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with I am Jazz Garcelle and the God Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, family.
Hey guys, another weekend in January. This New Year is flying by, already the 12th of January. So many things have happened. We'll talk about that on Flavor Bombs.
Peace, team. Peace. Yeah,
Peace. How's everybody's weekend been? It's Sunday.
Good. Just,
man,
same old.
2025 is starting off hot. Life is lifing, right? And we taking big breaths. Right, inhaling, we holding our breath, we exhaling, we holding our breath, and we repeating. Right, every single day, bro. Like is life is life, but we here for it.
Absolutely, we're here for it. Look, before we get into tonight's show, everybody join us. Make sure to like and share the video. Also, subscribe to the channel so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Also, we have links in the description. Everybody has merch, everybody has products, and we have something for you. Make sure to go check it out, and we really appreciate what y'all do. So tonight's word is tolerance. We have 3 questions that we always go to, and let's go ahead and examine the questions that we have this evening that we will be using to shape this evening's conversation. Our first question will be, in what situations does the panel think tolerance is the most important? Our second question of the evening is tolerance different from acceptance, and should tolerance be considered a moral value? And our third and final question of the evening will be, are there limits to tolerance? And if so, what should they be? So, before we get into this evening's definition of tolerance, we're going to go through the panel and we're going to ask our first question. In what situation does the panel think tolerance is the most important?
Those are some good questions, God.
Yeah, those are interesting questions.
Those are some good questions.
Thank you. You know, we trying to do it, baby. We want to exchange insights. We got to get critical and analytical.
Right. Got to put on our critical thinking cap, like in school. Put on your critical thinking cap.
I don't
Oh,
mind, God. I don't mind. Yep, critical thinking, Cap Jazz.
So
Yes,
for me,
indeed.
right? So at the top of my head, uh, tolerance is like a form of love, right?
Okay.
So I would, in my mind, thinking about the situation or circumstance, anything involving a person that you consider like a real loved one. That if you was to lose this person, like your heart would break, right?
Mm.
I think that's how I look at it. Like somebody that you love that this person like you doing life for them and they doing life for you. Like this person is a part of your life. And if something was to happen to them, like you would literally fall apart a little bit. I think those people you tolerate the most. I think anything that you dealing with those kind of people you tolerate a lot because they're your heart and they literally have your heart, right? And that's how I see that.
do you mean like when specifically like when you lose someone? Is that what you mean?
Nah, period. Like
Or
like
just
like
in?
even like right now, like you guys are my heart, right?
Oh, okay.
Like I'm gonna show up all the time. I'm gonna be here and present myself, and even offline, right? Like my phone is always open. Like if you can call me and my phone ring, like you know that you're in my heart.
What you
Oh, you
say?
should put that on a Hallmark card. That's
And it
cute.
ring. If you can call me and my phone ring, you should know that you're in my heart. You know that. You know you should be selling that, right?
Yeah, that should be on a T-shirt or on a Hallmark card or something. That's cool.
A
we
super
need to put
Wow.
that.
symbols.
We need to put that together right there because that right there would
I'm with
say
it. I'm with it.
we
Trademark
need
or
that
something.
Yeah, that's how I
trademark.
look at it. So you don't have to die, right?
Okay,
Like
right. Of course, of course.
yeah, right. I look at I look at everything. See, for me, like, and it could be the Pisces in me, like that, just like the dreamer in me that just want everything to work out or just want his dreams to come true. That really see a real solid courses of action for my goals. So, um, yeah, like teams win.
Teams do win. That's a fact. I am Jazz Garcia. What you got?
Hey, okay. So I was looking at the definition of tolerance.
Cheater.
Yeah, you
And
cheating because we ain't even get to the definition yet.
I know, but I feel like I need to like look at it,
But
like glance
I wanted you to
quickly.
answer the first question like off the top of the dome,
Okay,
though.
okay, okay. I won't look. I won't look. Okay, so I won't cheat. Wait, what was the first question again? What do I think?
In what situations does the panel think tolerance is the most important?
Oh, just in everyday life when you're going through everyday things, you're in traffic and you have road rage and you want to get out of your car and, you know, do something or, talk to the other person crazy or get out of your car, whatever. But you don't because you tolerate the situation. So, you know what? I need to cool off. I need to take 2 breaths, whatever. It's not that serious, to lose my life or my license. And I tolerate the other person's ignorance for a minute on the road. And that's kind of like a not huge. I mean, it's a smaller situation, not smaller, but it's not like super deep, I guess, or philosophical. But that's that comes to mind. Like, what you laughing about? That comes to mind when I think of tolerance. When I like you're really tolerating something. Also, of course, but the most important thing is who a person is. Like it's 2025 now. You got interracial couples, Black people, white people, Korean churches, Mexican people coming over. I mean, they've been coming over, and you have to, even more than tolerance, you have to accept acceptance. But I know that when you talk about tolerance, a lot of people think of religion and race or someone's beliefs, like you tolerate it. Like if you're dating someone and they're a different religion than you, you know, you might ask them to convert, you might not, but you tolerate what it is that they believe in because you love that person. You want to keep, you know, the relationship and whatever. So you tolerate it, not in a bad way, but you just like, okay, those are their beliefs and those are their, you know,
You
that's
tripping,
what
sis.
they believe in. So
That's deep.
it is what it is, you know,
That is
you
deep.
tolerate it. Or, you know, and this is another, you tolerate someone's, this is more like, I don't like, I mean, no one should tolerate disrespect or, you know, bullying. You shouldn't, you know, in school, we're taught like anti-bullying, you know, we're not supposed to tolerate bullying of any kind or, you know, put downs, you know, so we have like a little group, you know, about, anti-bullying for kids, you know, because that's a big thing, you know, kids committing suicide all because of bullying and, you know, stuff like that. And we got to teach tolerance, which is sad because, I mean, we got to teach tolerance and acceptance because everyone isn't going to be your friend. Everyone isn't going to be your family. Even your family isn't going to be your friend. You know, that's just life. But you have to tolerate some things in life, and you have to know how to do that the appropriate way. It's more like, you know, you deal with something without making a big deal about it. You know, like, yeah,
I like that. Deal with something without making a big deal about it.
right. Yeah, like flying off the
Yeah,
handle or like whatever, making it, yeah, just calmly just accept it and tolerate it.
yeah. Deal
Yeah,
with something without making a big deal about it.
right.
You know, I think that like that sums it up. Um, our question is, you know, in what situation does the panel think tolerance is the most important? I mean, Jazz, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said, and I'm gonna say in situations where you have to deal with things
Right.
without
Just like
making a big
everyday stuff.
deal about it. You know, like I mean, that put it simplistically eloquent.
Thank you.
Dealing
Yeah,
with
just
things without making a big deal about it. Um, man, like it's so many different things, you know, just life in
right that we
general.
tolerate every day.
Yeah, so many different things, but yeah, but that's what I'm gonna use right there. Like I had something that I was gonna say, but I mean, when you said that, it was like, wow, like that was a light bulb, and that was a, you know, that's one of the one-liners
Right.
that that puts things in perspective. Dealing with things and not making a big deal out of it.
The thing for me was what she said about the Muslims and Christian marriages, right? Because specifically about one might convert or might not, right? Like to
Hmm.
me and for me, that's like a super duper rub. Like I don't understand. Like my brain cannot make that shit make sense at all,
Which
right?
which part of it, God? Which part of it?
I don't understand Christians and Muslim marriage.
Like
Uh,
a Christian marries a Muslim?
Yeah, like somebody that's a real
Mm.
Christian, that's a real Muslim. I don't understand them getting married. I don't understand a real Republican and a real Democrat getting married. I don't understand. like,
look at my face. I'm like,
like,
how do
like
we
that's like,
answer that?
like I'm not
Because
being. I promise you, I'm not being funny.
no, I don't know anyone specifically. I was just,
I
you know,
just
like
don't.
the religion thing. That's a big tolerance thing when you think about religion and relationships.
But I
It
know
You
is.
people.
know,
I know people that's different religions that say it, and I be sitting there like I don't understand,
oh,
right? Like I don't understand interracial thing, right?
mhm.
Like I don't understand, right? Because if Jim Crow was just of a day, right, and redlining is still going on, and racism and white supremacy is still happening, if y'all interracial of the Caucasian and African, like how does that work? Like you just accept, or do you tolerate colonialism? Do you accept? It's like all that just is just confusing to me. I'm not denigrating it or demonize it. I'm just saying that it's confusing to me.
Right. That's just your
Right.
opinion about it. Yeah.
No, not
Yeah.
my opinion. I just don't understand it.
Man.
Oh, you're confused. You
I
don't
don't
understand.
have an opinion about it. Like I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's me. That's where I'm at with it, right? So
Yeah, I think those people tolerate.
that, and that's why I
Oh,
said
definitely. It's
that's why I
definitely,
said
that's a
when
good
you said
example of toleration. Yeah, that's a good one.
when you said what you said, that's why I was like that was deep because I was like I never like you gave me a level of understanding that I did not have. Like, huh? Because it didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. A lot of people force people to convert though. You know, like a lot like people who are very, very passionate or or what I say, like
Religious. I mean, that's not,
mhm,
but yeah, super like into their faith, like really.
yeah. You know,
Mhm.
like
they
I've never
they're both
seen an
they're both
orthodox.
they're both conversion
Oh,
religions though,
no,
right?
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
I'm
never
sorry.
seen an orthodox
No,
person
I've never seen that.
marry somebody who did not conform or convert. Not
Yeah,
conform,
convert.
well,
Yeah.
conform and convert, same thing. You know, but they if they was you was something else and I liked you, then you have to conform. You have to
I'm
convert.
I'm almost sure there's a Lifetime movie of somebody who got kicked out the family because they fell in love with somebody they wasn't supposed to.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there
Oh
is. There's
yeah,
definitely one somewhere. I'll find it. I'll let you know the title. We'll talk about it next time.
absolutely. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right, man.
that's normal.
All
Right.
right,
That's like, you know,
all right.
in
So
America, in today's world, is tolerance. You got to tolerate different types of people.
see, and so because you say that's normal, and then you say that in today's world, I would
Mm,
I would introduce or I would like to suggest that in times of old, where there was cultural diffusion, where things was happening naturally. Like you got places where you just got groups of people just naturally come together, like over in Egypt over there, right? Like you got a bunch of different people just come together just naturally all the time, right? Like
yeah, like
those
a bar or something. Just like,
kind of like a bar, right? Like those people get to know each other and they meet and greet. Like that's natural, right? Like that's how I think that's how it naturally happened. But what we got now, I think is mind control and brainwashing, right? I think
hold it.
If they meet at the bar, y'all, that's that liquor
no,
talk.
nah,
You
nah,
silly thing.
yeah,
Liquid courage. I
but they
got
both
me a 40.
That's
they both went to the bar their own free will and
that's
accord
right. That's right.
to engage in activities.
Right. To meet
So,
someone, to
so
conversate and whatnot.
my sister said what to my statement, and I'm saying the Negro was made on a plantation, like the African American, right, was a plantation slavery product that this country produced. That's what I'm saying about that, right? Like so,
Yeah.
like the African wasn't, but the African American, like the person that
Right.
was
We were the African American. Yes.
born into
All
the
manufactured.
all manufactured, like so however the African American can act, that they act the way that they was programmed to act from them plantation days. Like
Yes.
we haven't been given anything any different to act different. Like the circumstances and situations that still exist to keep up those same nigga activities, so to speak.
Not nigga
Nigga
activities. Hold on.
activities.
We
I
gonna
love
coin
it.
that one too.
I
Hold on.
love it. Nigga,
Somebody got
nah,
a
nigga
pencil
activity ain't new.
writing this
That's
down.
a
Nigga
good activity.
activities.
It's a regular thing.
What?
It's a regular occurrence in America.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
And it would be right
Yes, it is.
because you know they made us forget that we was kings and queens and princes and we came from real things and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
that's a whole
When you
nother conversation,
you
right? But
giving
Yeah, but and it's like we're still oppressed. We're not, we are free physically, but in our minds, in some people's minds, and in, financially and different things, we're still imprisoned in that type of, in that way of living from back then. Because, you can take the person out of it, but there's still things that are occurring today that are, racial things that have still happened, like you said, Jim Crow, that was just like what, 50 years ago or something? Like, I don't know.
all right, just about.
yeah,
And, you can't just forget about that. it happened, you know, that's history. That's a part of our history. As tragic and, you know, unfortunate as it is, it is. But like, you know, that's why we as a people have to come together and, you know, still fight for our rights. Yes, we're free. Yes, you know, we have all these rights and whatnot. But, you know, we can't let our guard down as a people, because that's when, you know, the man, whoever will try to put us down, you know, further, or, you know, however they would see fit. You know what I mean? Just little things like you're saying, the redlining. And I mean, obviously things are a lot different nowadays, but you never know. Like it just takes like one situation for things to, you know, go bad. And I hate to be like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything.
Holding us.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
I didn't mean to start up all this, right?
no, it's okay. You just got me
Yes, you
thinking.
did.
I'm like, hold
Yes, you
on now.
did.
You know, like remember in North Carolina, maybe it was Virginia, all those, you know, the people, the white guys, they had those pitchforks and those tiki torches, and they were, I think it was Virginia or North Carolina, and they were just like, I was scared. I was like, what's gonna happen? Is the KKK about to
President
come
Trump
out?
said they was good people, you know. So like,
I don't know about that.
we
But
just talking about American history, baby. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
but anyway,
So,
back to the issues, the
yeah.
real situation.
Tolerance, you know, we talking about tolerance, y'all. So
Sorry.
and we
My
had
bad.
to tolerate
Ali
that.
just got my mind wandering. Like, hold on now.
We've had to tolerate that, you know, and everybody
Right.
else who disagrees with it who has had to tolerate it as well. So, you know, so there is a level of tolerance that people
So
exemplify, whether they know it or not.
I want to challenge with, you know, we haven't looked up any definitions yet. I would like to
Mhm.
challenge and say that we tolerate it, African Americans tolerate it because we love ourselves, right? And we want to live.
You're saying
And
we tolerated the slavery, or what are you saying we tolerated?
I'm not talking, I'm talking about our current conditions, right?
Oh, okay.
Current conditions, right? Even past conditions, right? Because we want to live, right? So I'm saying we are lifeaholics and we're gonna do whatever we got to do to live. That's why, you know, our ancestors could have been at the bottom of the ocean, but
I like
they
that.
not,
Lifeaholics.
right? Like so, I'm saying, but everybody, I'm saying we tolerate, because remember, I'm saying toleration is out of love. I'm saying everybody else accepts it as truth or just accepts it as reality, right? Because the thing about capitalism, like you need a bottom class, like you need somebody on the bottom that's gonna and not for nothing, it really ain't us because it ain't enough of us,
Oh,
right?
it is. There is. There
If
are. There are.
if not, if you go by their numbers that they give us, right?
Oh, right.
But
That
that's their
census and all
numbers.
that.
And
That's not the actual. That's not the actual land mass
yeah, but I don't go by that
science,
because that's
because
too
that's not what we operating on, right?
that's
I
too
get
that's you can debate that and somebody want to nitpick, and I'm just trying to get to the point to say
Yeah, that
that
is true. You gotta just get to the point.
like to say that poor white trash, right? Like they still got it in their mind that they're at least they not us. Like that's been
yeah.
Right.
historical.
I
That's
feel
it.
you.
That's the only
But
win.
but
That's the only
but
win.
but I'm saying poor white trash is needed for capitalism to benefit, right? Like
Yeah.
those tiki torches that you said you were scared of. Yeah, that 1% of white America is terrified of them tiki torches too. The Boston Tea Party was them tiki torches. The
Yeah. Heck
Revolutionary
yeah.
War was them tiki torches.
Heck
I
The
yeah.
see what
Civil
you're
War
saying.
was
Heck
tiki
yeah.
torches. White people, when they don't like what they got, what's going on, will grab their nuts. Excuse my English, and they will, they will fight and demand change. We gonna twerk at the police and
Yeah.
dance and do songs and poetic justice and stuff like that. They're gonna grab their tiki torches and put fear in people's heart.
Right. It's a different way of
Excuse
expressing
my
the
Americanism. Excuse my American.
Excuse my yo, son, like yo.
Excuse my American. You know, because
Excuse my, I ain't got no French,
yeah, I ain't got
fuck
no
the French
French or
too,
no English. You
you
know,
know.
excuse my American for real. And
Yeah.
that's really what's going on. So That is really what's going on.
Yeah, we'll see what we get to these definitions though, because I'm curious to see. Because the second part it was about acceptance and tolerance, so we definitely got to see that. Pearl cut out. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm in here. I'm
word.
in.
Okay.
Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up the definition this evening, y'all. Everybody joining us, make sure to like and share the video. Also subscribe to the channel so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. And don't forget to check out all the links in the description that we have from at
Yeah.
DBCHEFTV, at I am Jazz Garcelle, and at BK Soul Farm. Bringing up the definition, we talking about tolerance this evening, y'all. And we're gonna go ahead and get into the definition of tolerance. The first, given the first, is capacity to endure pain or hardship. Second, A, sympathy or indulgence for beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. B, 2B, the act of allowing something, toleration. 3, the allowable deviation from a standard, especially the range of variation permitted in maintaining a specified dimension in machining a piece. 4, the capacity of the body to endure or become less responsive to a substance, such as a drug or a physiological insult, especially with repeated use or exposure. Also, the immunological state marked by unresponsiveness to a specific antigen. 2, relative capacity of an organism to grow and thrive when subjected to an unfavorable environmental factor. B, the maximum amount of a pesticide residue that may be lawfully remain on or in food. That's crazy.
What?
That's super
Yo,
Yeah.
crazy.
yo, that's crazy. I'm looking at these definitions.
Yeah, that's weird.
Super crazy right there. All right. And then we're going to just go to the synonyms. And here we have forbearance, which is considered tolerant. We have long suffering. We have patience, and we have sufferance.
Sufferance.
Okay. So then we have so then we will share this tab and we will bring up Google. And Google says the ability or willingness to tolerate something, in particular, the existence of opinions or behavior that one does not necessarily agree with. 2, the capacity to endure continued subjugation to something, especially a drug, transplant, antigen, or environmental conditions without adverse reaction. If we hit on more definitions, they also give us a third one, an allowable amount of variation of specified quantity, especially the dimensions of a machine or part. And then they also give synonyms in forbearance, toleration, sufferance, liberality, open-mindedness, lack of prejudice, lack of bias, broad-mindedness, liberalism, patience, long-suffering, monogamity.
Magnanimity.
What?
Magnanimity.
Oh, magnanimity,
Magnanimity.
magnanimity. sympathy, understanding, charity, leniency, lenity, indulgence, clemency, permissiveness. What's that? Compliance,
Complacence.
complacence, and laxness.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I was wrong on my definition of tolerance.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just-
It ain't got nothing to do with love. I mean, I can make a case, but it really don't. To be honest, like it's really just I want to go left, but you want to go right. All right, let's go right.
Let's go right.
Ah, let's go right.
Let's go right.
Let's go right. Who cares? Let's go. Who cares what I
Right.
really want? Who cares? Left is way better and safer and more productive. But oh, you want to go right because somebody told you right is right. Let's go right.
Because somebody told you.
Well, who's this person that told you? I mean,
Who cares? Who cares? Let's go right.
Yeah.
It's easier.
So let's go to the word history, 15th century. Let's see, we got 15th century in the meaning defined as sense. And we have phrase containing cross tolerance, self tolerance, zero tolerance. I'm very familiar with zero tolerance in the Coast Guard. They had a zero tolerance policy when it came to drugs.
So
And that was the first time that I ever was experienced to what zero tolerance meant.
Oh yeah.
wow.
It's zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance. That meant that it doesn't mean if it's a nanogram, a half a nanogram, a 1/100th of a 10th of a nanogram of
The
something.
effervescence. Of
if you smell like it,
Oh my goodness.
Your ass is grass.
find a new career, you know. So
Hell
that was
yeah.
the first time that I was introduced to zero tolerance, cross tolerance, and self tolerance. And I think a lot of what we were talking about initially was the self tolerance. You know, I think that is where a lot of these things are taking shape in our lives nowadays, where it's more of a self tolerance of these things that we choose to deal with. And, you know, it centers back to our questions that we have this evening, along the lines of, you know, our second question this evening, you know, is tolerance different from acceptance? And should tolerance be considered a moral value?
I want to change my answer, but I don't know if I'm changing my answer.
Huh?
Cause I'm saying right now that I read the definition to see what tolerance means in a spousal situation, I tolerate my wife, right, and she tolerates me, right.
Absolutely.
We don't always agree to go left at the same time or go right at the same time. And I'm saying I do that out of love.
Absolutely, out of love.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I think if I ain't care about her and she wanted to go left and I wanted to go right, I don't think I would ever see her again. All right. So yeah, I say my spouse is, you know, spousal situations, which I still think is love, but I don't know, man. I like the definition of tolerance is messing with me on my mindset of tolerance for real. That shit messed me up. like the definition.
When I had a meaning for when I had my own personal applied.
Yeah.
Right. It was a lot easier with what I had in my head. Now all this other stuff, Merriam Webster's.
Now I got the real definition of what, the people who said tolerance is supposed to be. Now it's like,
Mm.
wow, like,
Yeah, it's a little confusing. I mean,
yeah,
to
like,
me, I'm a little
Yeah,
like,
like that definition was definitely just some stranger any and everybody. You just tolerate people and oh man, like that definition made my skin itch a little bit. Uh, that was tough.
yeah, capacity to endure pain or hardship, endurance, fortitude, stamina, sympathy or indulgence for beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. And
mhm,
everybody has to endure that when you have a new relationship, like the guy Ali Dawood just explained, like sympathy or indulgence for belief or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. Like, who doesn't deal with that in a relationship?
right. Everyone does.
Everybody.
Especially a personal a man, woman, you know,
Yeah, romantic relationship.
romantic
Yeah,
relationship. Yeah, not excluding anyone, you
Yeah.
know,
right,
but any romantic relationship, like, you have to go through that because I think it's supposed to be like this, and you think it's supposed to be like that. So we have to find some common ground so we can still think together.
right.
For each other, because that's what y'all doing. Right.
Right.
Y'all thinking separately for each other. Yeah.
So
I'm with that.
we have to find some medium that's
Yeah.
okay, something agreeable.
Yeah.
And that's hard, that's
That
hard
is
because
hard.
you may, pardon me, y'all, I've been sipping early too. Like, I've had a wonderful day today,
What
y'all. It's
time
been
is
a
it there?
Because you were traveling,
same time.
man.
Same time.
But I've been drinking probably since, like, I don't know. We had a coconut chopped in half with,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
with some
cool.
tequila poured in it. So it was,
Like I said,
yeah.
adult it has been adulting, right?
We've been adults, you know. But definitely, like, in a relationship, you have to, you're gonna have things that I think this way and this person thinks that way. So
Hmm.
you have to say, okay, well, certain things I have to find out what I tolerate, what's tolerable. What things do I have the capacity to endure? You know, um, when it says beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. So there is a sympathy there. So I think that is a key part of how we're able to work together through things, is where we develop a sympathy for it, you know, like, and I'm not being negative when I say this in particular. Like, you may express a concern for somebody that you with because you have a sympathy for how they feel, you know.
Right.
So I understand that. I do, like, I understand that. And that's one of those things where having a tolerance, being a sympathy, where it differs or conflict with one owns. I may think that that's okay, but you may not think that that's okay. So we have to find some medium. We have to find some understanding together, and they have to be able to tolerate you to be able to work through that, just like you have to be able to tolerate them to be able to work through that too, your differences.
Yeah, they have to tolerate the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, relationships are hard.
you know
I'm sure marriage is even harder because you're married.
but not difficult. No, it's not difficult.
I understand my confusion now.
Huh?
It's the word sympathy, right? So take out the
Sympathy.
word sympathy. I use love,
Right, right.
right? So it says sympathy, and that's kind of dry for me, and it is kind of hard for me to understand. But you would only have sympathy for somebody, at least for me, like you know what I'm saying? I use the word
Right.
love, but it got sympathy. Okay, I'm tracking now.
Yeah, because I think that you know, and we can do sympathy. Matter of fact, we might even do sympathy next week, y'all. But I think
Sympathy.
I think because I think because we look at sympathy is kind of like a word that gives that gives weakness,
Yeah.
you know, from
Either you're being taken advantage of or you're getting preyed on.
right. So it's like, you know, they had sympathy. It gives weakness.
Yeah.
From a in jazz, you could speak on the jazz from a
I don't really
feminine,
think it gives. I don't know. I'd have to like as
right.
it being like a synonym for tolerance. Um, yeah, it is kind of. I mean, not
Well,
weakness
no,
necessarily.
it's added to the definition. You know, it's
Oh,
specific, it's specifically defined as sympathy or indulgence for beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own.
I
You
get
know,
it because it's like you're sympathizing with what is happening or their opinion or whatever the situation is. So you're tolerating it and you have sympathy because you're like just letting it be or whatever. But yeah,
see,
I don't know.
see, I
That's kind
think,
of tricky. That's making it more difficult. Oh God, why did I
see,
put
I
that
think,
word in there?
I think masculine and feminine define sympathy
Yeah.
different.
Correct.
You know, I think masculine
Both
energy
are
look,
both are right.
yeah, I think both are right, absolutely. But I
But they're
think the
both right
masculine
separately.
separately, right? Like the masculine energy looks at sympathy as weakness.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I think the feminine energy looks at sympathy as, you know, compassion.
That's
And
it. Yeah, like you have feelings for some. Exactly,
right,
compassion. Yeah, you feel for the other person. Yes.
From a
yeah,
man's perspective, from a masculine perspective, that's weak.
right, right. Yeah, I think from the masculine energy, it's like, you know, like sympathy, like, you know, like like, like
Oh, poor baby. Let me rub his
Sympathize.
head.
Stop.
you know, it's
Like
like get your ass up and get the fuck back
playing the
to work.
violins.
You know? Like
Nah.
fuck are you crying about? What are you complaining about? You know, why you crying? Like,
You
you
got
know,
work to do.
yeah, like shit need to be done. Like it happens to everybody, you know. But I think that feminine energy is just like, don't worry, baby, it'll be okay. It's more compassionate, you know,
Right.
like
Yeah,
that balance,
exactly. More compassionate, more like heartfelt.
more
Neither,
nurturing.
Yeah,
neither,
nurturing. Yeah,
neither is right
definitely.
nor wrong. Both are needed.
Both are needed. Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like
because
one is
yeah,
not right and the other one's wrong. They're
Yeah,
both
they both make sense for different situations.
yeah, that balance. You need to have a balance because because no matter how masculine, sometimes you need to hear it's okay. You're all
yeah.
right. Don't worry about it.
Right.
So
You'll
you
be
don't go crash out, right?
right,
Because with men, like we are second away from crashing out at all times.
man.
Right,
I
especially
always say
especially
it.
dealing with other men. Like men are always on the verge of violence, right? That's
Yeah,
don't big eyes like that's super serious. Like
one
always,
one bad decision. I always say like I'm one bad decision away from prison or a coffin.
always like just in the way that men might speak to each other might come across wrong. What's up might turn into what's up, like what's up then,
Oh, right.
like
Yeah, you might think of it differently or take
and
it the wrong way because of
and,
like the
and
tone of voice or
because
something.
any
That
moment it can get violent, right? So
yeah,
that's why certain things sound different to us versus to you guys, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah,
completely.
that's why it's divine feminine and divine masculine. That's why you got to have both. You
Right.
know,
There's definitely
take it,
differences.
take it up with the creator. Take
God.
it, whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take it up with the creator because, you know, nobody can explain that. You know, nobody got a recipe for that. Yeah, all the different species in the ocean and all that stuff, and all the different types of trees and birds,
Right.
all that.
Everything.
Ain't nobody got no explanation for that. Zero. You know, we got slavery, we got history, we got all this other stuff that we can debate, and then but
Right. The
can't nobody
Holocaust, everything. Yeah.
everything, but can't nobody debate all the different birds, all the different fishes, the bugs, the gnats, the flies, the bees, the you know, nobody can't talk about that. Who gonna debate that? Who made them? Who made those? Who made that stuff? You
Right.
know, and as long as we always remember that, then it's just like, you know, I think, you know, well, for me specifically, like as long as I know that, then I know that like I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that, it's like I know that there's something above me always. So no matter how high of a horse I think I'm on, like I always am grounded because I know like there are some things that just cannot be explained at all. You just have to wonder.
Which is why I say you should not humble yourself to man, because you got the most high that is like the biggest wonder.
The
Like, come
biggest
on.
one.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, can't no man, like I shouldn't have to humble myself to nobody that look and breathe like me. Man, shut up.
That's
All
all
right,
I'm saying.
like, all right. Now if you controlling looking and breathing for everything and everybody, that's like, come on, sir. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
That's
you.
all I'm saying. Like
You know what I'm saying?
that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't care how tough, super tough,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go make all the different fishes in the sea. You can't
Right.
go
You
make
don't have
all
that power.
you can't go make all the bugs in the dirt. You can't go make all the, you know, all the fruits and plants and trees and all the different species, this stuff. Like
The bacteria.
you can't
Bacteria.
the back
Yeah.
just the right, just the
Anything.
just the grunge, the dirt. You know, like you can't make none of that. So, you know, it is very humbling and I'm thankful for it. You know, I always say, I have a saying that I always say, I said, Mother Nature is a bitch and God is an asshole. You
Hold
know.
on now. What?
Yeah. Because she do whatever the fuck she want to do. And you
Sure
can't stop her.
does.
And then God allows things to happen that you may want to question, but you can't.
You can't question
Can't
That's
question
not
it.
asshole and shit.
Can't question it.
You know?
At the very least, it could be an asshole. At
Come
the
on, at the very least, you know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
at
That's
That's
the
why,
very
crazy.
least.
yeah, that's why I think God keep on blessing me because He like, you know what's going on,
You know what's up.
you
I'm a
know what's
man
going
like
on.
you.
You know, no,
No.
like I'm not in control.
Oh, right.
I'm not in control. Like what's gonna go on is gonna go on. You have to learn to have tolerance.
Oh, you got to tolerate it regardless.
You can't control it.
Right. You can't control anyone. You only can control yourself.
Can you control a hurricane that comes through and kills
Nah.
50 people, 75,000 people? Can you control a flood that comes through and just wipes out 100,000 people? Can you control, you know, when somebody goes into a place and just starts shooting up the whole joint and all this wild shit? Can you control when a child
No.
gets sexually assaulted? Can you control when a woman gets sexually trafficked? Can you control all of the? You can't control none of that stuff. But God
Yeah.
still allows this shit to happen. That's asshole-ish.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Asshole-ish.
That's
100%.
asshole-ish. Because one would think if God doesn't want this stuff to happen, then it won't happen.
Right.
See, people would think like that. I don't know. That's if somebody is bold enough to say, you know what? Could I question God? That's not to say you're going to question God, but you say, could I question God? You would ask yourself. And
Right.
that's
You'll
a
be like,
level.
is this really happening? Like, is this possible? Even if, you know,
You know, it's funny you say
Exactly.
that, God. Like the Most High being assholish, right? Because in the workplace, the assholes usually get rewarded, right? Like
wait, what'd you say about the asshole?
in the workplace, they usually get rewarded. They get to maintain
Oh,
ass
right.
wholeness the whole entire time, giving everybody their ass to kiss, and they
Mhm.
get left alone. They get to chill, right? They get to get promoted and get advancements and stuff like that. Whereas everybody else that's trying really hard to be good Christians and
Exactly.
good employees are
Good people in general.
falling short, right? But the
Yeah.
assholes who's doing whatever the hell they want to do that don't care about nobody but themselves, they seem to be winning.
Yeah, that's
That's why you just gotta love God.
right. And just be tolerant. I guess you got to tolerate
Yeah.
that. You got to be
You just
tolerant
gotta
of the
say, you know what?
situation.
It's in your that see, I understand it when it see from Christianity it says, you know what? It's in God's hands. You
Right.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
So that's why I
Jesus,
be
take
like,
the wheel.
but see,
That's
but this is the problem though. When people like you supposed to care. And I say, I don't give a fuck about it because it's in God's hands. And they think that you don't care. But no, it's not that you don't care, it's that I ain't in control of that shit.
Like, you
at
can't
all.
do anything about it.
You
It's already
know?
where it's supposed to be.
Right. Because if God didn't want it to happen, then obviously then I'm thinking, I'm under the assumption that the shit wouldn't have happened. So why do you want me now to have this extra feeling about it when God already allowed the shit to happen? Now I'm supposed to have this whole extra fit. Now I'm supposed to have all this extra opinion about the shit, but God already allowed the shit to happen. So if I just go ahead and agree with God and say, well, that shit was fucked up, but
I
you
sound like a
think
winner.
right,
If
you
you
know,
agree with God, you're a winner.
Right.
right?
I think
The universe said, well, all them people died. Oh well, I guess they were supposed to die. Now I sound insensitive, right?
you
'Cause-
sound like an
yeah, because
asshole. You
I
sound like
sound
an
like
ass.
an
you
You
asshole,
sound
sound
right?
like
like,
God.
right, the
But
a-hole.
God let
Hold
it
on.
happen.
You sound
So
like
how
God.
am
You
I a
sound.
bigger asshole than the person the than the idea of or the deity or whatever it is that allowed it to happen?
Yeah.
How am I an asshole now? And that's the hypocrisy that we deal with as humans
Yeah. I think it's
on
more
this
fear
planet.
though. I think it's more fear. I think the same way that they are not allowed to question God. I think they also think they're fearful to talk shit to that motherfucker too.
They scared to talk shit to God. I talk shit to
Yeah.
God every night when I pray
That's
to
right.
him.
Not pray. I mean,
Yo,
I'm not
I
gonna
think
say I talk shit, but I might,
every
question a few things. I might be like, hold on, really?
Now I'll be like, now I lay me down to sleep. You better wake me the fuck up in the morning, goddamn it, because I
Oh
ain't.
my goodness. Like, you're stupid. Better wake me up in the morning.
You
You
better
got
wake my
things to
ass up
do.
because I got some shit to do, and you know I got some shit to do, and you want me to do it. So I'm in route. God
Oh my goodness. That is crazy.
And then I get my ass up, and he say, "You better," or he or she or it, they, whatever the spirit says. All right, I gave you another day. Go do something. You know, get it done.
Right,
And that's just why what I told y'all where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? And we doing something, y'all. You see what
right.
I'm saying? Like we ain't letting just because we done that we can't stop doing this.
I,
No,
I don't want to limit it. I don't want to limit it, God. We ain't doing something, man. We doing everything.
we doing everything. Salute
Doing everything, man. We ain't just doing something. We doing everything.
for real. So yeah,
Ew.
y'all. So far this evening, y'all, we have been discussing the word tolerance, and our first question this evening was: in what situation does the panel think tolerance is the most important? And we gave some very thoughtful insights on that question. Our second question was: is tolerance different from acceptance? And should tolerance be considered a moral value? We didn't really touch into that, but real quick, before we get to these flavor bombs with Jazz Garcelle, I want to ask the Cigarden panel, should tolerance be considered a moral value? BK Soulfon, what you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
You
That's your
don't know,
answer?
guys. Should it be considered a
The
moral?
tolerance should be considered a moral value.
Yeah.
What you mean by that? Because I'm under the
Okay. Let me explain real quick before we get into these
I'm
flavors.
glad you said that because I was gonna say that too. Okay, yes,
Now,
I'm over
okay,
here.
so should it be considered a moral value? Okay, so on Cigar Sundays, we have compassion for everyone, right? And I explained to a family member one time that we don't bash anybody on this show. You know, we don't defamate anybody. We don't try to say that somebody shouldn't be doing this or shouldn't be doing that. And we practice some tolerance. And I explained to them that, like, specifically for me, I could talk about a certain thing and I could say, you know what, certain people live their life a certain way. And I have family members that live their life in this modern day world.
don't we all?
Right. but we don't conduct ourselves. Everybody don't live the same way.
That's true.
Everybody doesn't conduct themselves in the same way. Everybody doesn't love the same way, you know. So when we look at that and we say, okay, well, we could talk about, like, we could be sitting here talking about tolerance right now, and our subject matter could be so crazy. It could be all over the place, you know, with tolerance, with all the different things, the way social conformities and social constructs have used the word tolerance and presented it to us. So, like, mostly we would say, like, I specifically like the LGBTQ
Oh
AI,
yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good
right?
example.
So we have had that has been like one of the biggest forms of tolerance, like where that word has been promoted for culturally and socially, for us to be tolerant. Okay.
Mhm.
So in that same space, I'm like, okay, we don't talk down. We don't punch down on people. We don't make people feel like they can't watch Cigar Sundays, because when we talk about love, we ain't talking about loving on whoever you love, you know. And that's on purpose. And I explain that because I have family members who are young and they live in a life the way they want to live their life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
they need to know I don't be around them all the time, you know. But when they see me, let's say they watching this show
Mhm.
and they hear me say something crazy that they have a hard time internalizing, and it goes against what they think is good for them, then what happens is when I see them in person, the hug and the kiss that I give them ain't genuine. They don't know that if somebody play with them, the same thing that I told y'all before we started this show go for them too.
You
You
mean
see what I'm saying?
you mean
Yeah.
from them, the hug and kiss that you give them, they feel it's not genuine?
Right, because on the show I done said something that, like, where it's tolerance, where
Oh, okay.
you know, but because I don't live my life that way, you know, because my life looks different, because I grew up different. I grew up different. I got exposed to different things. Okay.
Right.
So socially things were different for me when I grew up. So
Mhm.
that's where my social construct is, and I'm not willing to change it. Right. So
Right, and you shouldn't have to for anybody because
socially
that's who
where
you
their
are.
construct is, they not willing to change it either. They want to live their life how they want to live their life, and I want to live my life how I want to live my life. You know? So when we interact though, they need to still know that we family and I still love them. And I don't care who you fucking.
For
Okay.
real, at all.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
all my principles and everything about if somebody play with you is the same. All my principles about how I love you is the same. I don't care about none of that. Okay. So I can't sit up here and share a narrative of I'm against this, I'm against that, I'm against that, I'm against this, I'm against that, and not show a level of tolerance. And then I see them, and then all they gonna hold on is to the words, because we live in an emotionally attached society nowadays where people will hear you say something and they hold that shit. You know, they hold on to the things you say, but then you could do something totally different and they still won't value your actions over your words. Like one thing that me and my wife was talking about, be visiting the islands, and we was talking about how in the Caribbean, in the islands, people still value your word. So like if you say you're gonna do something, because like we was on this tour, and I told the guy earlier during the day, like, yeah, I'm gonna buy something from you that he was trying to sell me, right? It was some cigars. So
Mhm.
our tour guide took us on he was more comfortable with us. So he took us on, like through the hood. He took us on some,
Oh,
because
wow.
we wanted to see like what's really going
The
on.
real Bahamas, right?
Yeah, the real, so we showed up a
Yo,
little
Gerald.
late. We showed up a little later than after everybody else. Okay. So then what happens is the other tour guide who I had spoke with about the cigars, he had already dropped off his group, but then he pulled back around. And when he pulled back around, he was looking at me dead in my face.
Because you said,
Cause I said, I'm gonna get them joints from you. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
So
time.
so he pulled back around because he was looking for me to keep my word, you know, and I kept my word. And then he even blessed me because I kept my word, you know. So I value that. And that's why I'm saying that, like, I understand, like, keeping your word is important. All right. And and in this society, like in American culture, like people don't
Mhm.
keep their word for nothing, you
Right.
know.
It's like a pattern. Like I believe in pattern. I believe action more than words. You know that
But
actions
people,
speak louder than words.
right, but people would think words speak louder than actions. You see what I'm saying? So it's like no, like you don't have to do stuff, all the time. But if you say you're gonna do something and it's serious, not
Right. Sometimes
not
it.
not joking, not making fun of stuff, not just having, back and forth banter or whatever. But I'm talking about like you really promise somebody, you look at somebody and you say, look, man, I'm gonna do this. I got you,
You gotta do that.
then you have to do it, you know, like, and that's respected. So the correlation is like with the young people in my family that are of this generation and are living their lives the way they choose to live their lives. I can't sit up here and I can't say something, that I know would be offensive to them. It ain't so much that, like, I know I'm not gay, but I have gay friends that I love. I have gay family members that I love, okay, that I respect and I value their friendship. Okay, my family, I don't care what you're doing. But because they will identify themselves as that first, because we live in a culture where people will say, yeah, because they are wear it on their sleeve, you know, like I come from an era where people didn't wear it on their sleeve. But
Right.
now it's a thing where people wear it on their sleeve. So
Definitely.
because
Yeah,
I have friends and family, you know, then I'm very careful about the things I articulate, because I don't want us to be around each other, and in the back of their mind they thinking like, well, you said this and you said that, so they thinking that I won't take a bullet for them if we where we at. They thinking I won't die for them if we where we at. They thinking I won't pop off for them if we where we at and we together.
Mhm.
You know, because that is the shallowness of people nowadays. You know, where they don't even, where they'll be so offended by what you said, where your actions don't have no value to them. So that's why I say, like, with a hug and a kiss, when I see them, I hug you, I love you, you know, like you
Mhm.
family, you my friend for real. Like, you've never given me any reason to not love you, to not respect you as a human being. You know what I mean? So like, I ain't never cared who you was fucking and sucking. Like, they ain't none of my fucking business, because
at
we ain't
all.
on that term. You know, we ain't doing that. I
We have
value you for, you know, like, I value you for who you are, how you love me, how you respect me, how you treat me, you
Right, of
know.
course.
And when it's family, you my family. So I ain't pick you.
Mhm.
You know, like I was giving you. I didn't pick you. And that's the thing about family. You ain't giving, you don't get to pick family. You giving family. That's something that you have to take up with your creator, your maker.
Right.
And people often forget that. People often forget that, like, you don't get to pick your family. Your family is given to you. You have to tolerate them, you know, in whatever capacity that is.
Or not if you choose not to, I guess.
Or not if you choose not to. That's true too. You know, or it may just be their level of how they tolerate you, you know. It may just be how, because I share this with y'all too, family. Like, we always be going in. It's Cigar Sundays. Like, I had a family member that I asked, like, would you cry if somebody, they was telling me how they didn't like somebody else in our family, and I was like, well, would you cry if they died? And they was like, fuck no.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
goodness.
whoa.
Damn.
Wow,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
harsh.
They was like, fuck no. You know, like they was compassionate with they fuck no, you know,
Damn.
and that bothered me. That really
Wow.
bothered me, because
Yeah,
I was just like, man, I got people in our family, and I told them, I said, I have people in our family that I really struggle to tolerate. Okay.
right.
But if they died, I absolutely will cry, because I don't wish death on them. You know, like, I
Right. That's
actually,
sad when
in
someone,
my
yeah,
heart, it will hurt. You know,
of course.
so that, you know, so like that fuck with my head a little bit. That made me think about how I should look at that person and evaluate, you know, how I deal with them, how I tolerate them.
Yeah, are you safe?
Are you safe?
Are they gonna cry at your funeral? Right? Like,
You know, I don't care. I don't care if they
not
cry at
so.
mine, because I won't be there. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't
Right.
yeah,
It
care.
but
doesn't
Like,
matter either way.
yeah,
Like,
no,
yeah,
but it kind of do, right? So, like, if they won't cry at your funeral, and you know that from now, they're probably running your pockets while you're alive now, right? Like, they probably.
oh yeah. But that's that love from a distance. That's what you. That's what you
yeah,
love. That's from a
that's when
distance.
you keep them
Right?
as far
Like,
as you can throw them or whatever
like,
they say.
No,
like I
no, no, no. I don't even want to pick you up. No.
only pick you. I want to leave you right where you at.
Never mind. Just leave
I
you where you at.
I'll
Leave
go
you where you
someplace
at.
else.
Yeah.
I'll go someplace else.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you in the family group text. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts,
For real.
facts. You ain't
For
lied.
real, yeah. So, you know, so
You ain't lied.
that's why I say, like, man, like, it's important to think about those type of things, because we have people that we love and that we care about. And as I get older, I'm learning, like, you know, just even through friendship relationships, like, I'm getting that sometimes you say things and people misinterpret it. People take it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And that I need to be apologetic. Some people don't take the apologies. You know, I think some people want to be offended. You know, some people look for reasons to be
mad and angry.
yeah, I think some people just like that. They feed into that. You know, so they like, well,
They
nah,
need it.
you did it. So nah, you did it and you meant it. So I gotta be upset. I gotta
Right.
be this and I got, you
Some
know,
people
and
like to do that, to be that way.
it's
They
just
need that negative thing for validation of themselves, right? Because they got to be right, so they need something wrong to happen.
right. Yeah. So, you know, so I just stay away from them people, you know. That's it. I just said, you know what, I stay away from them people because I'm the biggest person. I'm one of them people who could say when I'm wrong, you know, and I'm humble enough to even say if I love you and I value you, to consider myself being wrong, even if I don't feel like I was wrong,
Interesting.
you know, like I can do that. I don't have no problem with doing that. All
Yeah,
right.
me neither.
But you got to be of value. You got to be of somebody that is going to be here for a long term. You ain't no substitute person. You ain't no temporary situation in my life. You ain't no non-essential personnel type of person. You somebody who I know is going to be there. You somebody who I know is of value. Okay? And that's because I understand this person gonna be here. Why? Because they trying to be here. Because they wouldn't be expressing to me that they disappointed with me if they didn't want me to correct it. Because nobody expresses to you that they're disappointed to you, that wants you to correct it, that sticks around. If somebody expressed to you that they disappointed in you and then it's just fuck you, then they never wanted to stick around you anyway. Because that's how we always separate. That's how people always separate from other people. When you say, you know what, I'm through with this situation. Everybody done broke up with somebody, and they say, you know what, I don't care what you have to say. I don't want to be your friend no more. I don't want to be around you. I don't like you. I want to act like you never existed. Well, then you never valued the person in the first place.
You just been looking for an opportunity to use a user, actually,
You were a user,
an
Yeah.
opportunist,
an opportunist.
a low life, a bum, right?
You
You had
know,
no ambition, right? You had low drive, right? You're a hanger on. You are a crab in a barrel, dragger downer. That's what
that's
you
it.
are.
That's it. Somebody looking for, and most of the time, them people looking for pity. And when you don't pity them anymore,
Bums,
when your pity has ran out, now they don't need you because you don't pity them anymore.
because you don't pity them anymore.
You know. So it took me a while to learn that. It did. It took a lot of living for me to learn that. But once I realized it, and I'm thankful for the bum ass niggas and bitches who showed me that. For real. And I'm not making niggas and bitches be a black or white thing.
Nah, state of mind.
Okay. I'm talking about
What
state of mind. I'm talking
state of
about
mind?
the bum ass niggas and bitches who showed me that
Right.
that that everything that I have done for you is of no value. Everything that I have sacrificed for you is of no value. Everything that I have valued you for is of no value. To the point where one situation one situation makes them say, I don't want to be around you no more. I don't like you no more. I don't this or that. You know what I'm saying? That lets me know that they never really fuck with you in the first place, Pearl. They never did. They just knew how to fake it for a long ass time, for however long it was, until they finally revealed their true self.
Yo, God, I got an unreadiness.
What?
So, so you asked the question is, should tolerance be moral? Part of a moral value, and
Should tolerance be considered a moral value? Yes.
And I'm looking at it and I'm having a hard time understanding because I'm looking because you talked about the LGBT stuff, right? And I'm looking at the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and I'm looking at one of the example sentences, a tolerance for others' lifestyles, right? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's that. And then I'm looking at what definition line would that pertain to, and I'm like, it must be two, right? Sympathy or indulgence for beliefs or practices differing from or conflicting with one's own. So my question is, my unreadiness, do I have to indulge in order to have tolerance? Is that what that says?
No, you don't have to indulge. You don't have to indulge. Like, you don't have to participate.
But what does that word mean? Like, when I see sympathy and indulge, right? I'm like, do I gotta wear a t-shirt now? Right? Like, so my family members that live their lifestyle that I don't care about. Like, I don't care about what anybody else do in their bedroom besides my own bedroom.
Okay, indulge. Indulge, to treat with excessive leniency, generosity, and consideration. Okay?
So that's not even
To treat with excessive leniency, generosity, or consideration. And that's it.
that's it.
That's
And
a
that's it.
simple definition. That's easy.
You
Yeah,
know, I
okay.
mean, well, they gave more, but I picked the one I wanted to
Okay,
use.
you paraphrased it. Okay, I see.
That correlated because it's a part of it, and I picked the
'Cause
one
yeah,
that
gotta
gives
be
us the clarity to
yeah.
of indulgence when we have compassion and we say, you know what, no, like, because indulge could be interpreted as or led to believe as that you have to participate.
That's what I'm saying, right? Which
Right,
is
because I'm indulging in it, right? But I think
that
that's the meaning, God. I don't think that's that's
and
not the definition.
and
That's a
that's why
meaning.
I asked the question, right? Because I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't understand what that meant, right? So that's why I had to ask that question. So now I'm
Right.
comfortable with that. Now I'm comfortable with it now,
Right.
because
And that's
it did sound participatory,
right.
and
Right.
I'm saying no, thank you.
Yeah, because people use indulge as, well, I'll go ahead and indulge.
Like indulging in like
And
alcohol or indulging in, an early
Yeah.
breakfast with more eggs than I need to be eating or something. I think of like something more than what you need.
Or
Like,
when you walk into the party and somebody say, you drinking tonight? Shoot, I indulge. You know what I'm saying?
right. Or
Like,
you're doing that. Yeah, you're being
right.
involved. Yes.
Yeah, and the shit is wrong.
I'm
It's,
partaking.
it's another word of being used wrong,
completely wrong,
completely wrong. You know,
Partake.
because you ain't got to do nothing. Like, you ain't got to do nothing. Like, you just got to let them drink,
that's it. You can let everybody else drink.
and you're indulging. That's crazy. I ain't understand, man.
That's a weird word.
I'm old as hell, and I'm just learning that shit today.
Man, that's what we do. Like you always say, that's what we do Cigar Sundays for. And on that note, we want y'all to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and then we're going to come back with Jazz Garcelle and the Flavor Bombs. We'll be right back, y'all.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
We getting this money and no
limit, what's the cost? You ain't got it, don't run it up on me. Baby, I'm a boss, babe. We getting this money, ain't no limit, what's the cost? You ain't got it, don't run it up on me. Baby, I'm a boss, babe. Okay, hey guys, it's Jazz Garcelle with this week's Flavor Bombs. So obviously, my prayers and thoughts go out to everyone that's dealing with the wildfires out in LA and on the Pacific Palisades. That's really crazy and tragic. Just like we were talking about earlier, Mother Nature. So yeah, that's a very big story. My hearts go out to all those people that are, going through that. Also, Halle Berry, she is donating her entire closet to the victims of the wildfire, which is amazing. Humanitarian effort by her. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle are, surveying the scene to figure out, what they're going to do as far as relief toward the wildfires. In other news, dancer and choreographer Twitch from the Ellen Show. His wife recently just revealed that he had like a secret journal, and in there, he was abusing. She also found out that he was abusing drugs and that he was, sexually abused as a child, and just different things that she'd never known about her husband that she uncovered, and she's apparently made public to the world. Yeah, so her 16-year-old daughter is online also, who she's saying, should my mom be divulging these private secrets and matters of my late father, So there's that. Also, our president-elect Donald Trump, he's, always embroiled in some sort of legal issue, and yeah, we're going to talk about that. What is going on with Donald Trump? I believe he was we'll talk about that. We'll discuss that. Him and Obama, they shared some words. They had some conversation at Jimmy Carter, at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. It was him and a lot of the sitting presidents. So we'll discuss that. Kind of interesting that him and Obama had a lot of conversation. Yeah.
All right. So we got
Wildfires.
Wildfires.
Yo, my heart's out to everybody that's going through all that, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, right, where like nobody's safe in America. Well, nobody's safe on the planet, right? Like everything is trying to kill us on this planet. Like Mother Nature is real everywhere.
Right.
Here in Florida, we got hurricanes, and
Right.
they got wildfires, and it's super tough because nobody wants to not live where they want to live.
Right. Exactly.
And the realities are that when you make a choice, that you got to deal with the choices that you make, and it's tough, right? And some of them are real tough choices. The Halle Berry thing, I think that's dope. I think all the celebrities and the Instagram models that like everybody that got extra clothes, I think they got they got sponsorships and extra clothes. I think you should be sending them out to somebody that's dealing with people in California that can take care of that, right? I think that's phenomenal. Twitch's wife is a biatch.
Not biatch.
Yeah.
Um,
Push him up.
we did a show on casual dating, and her actions dictate why we needed to do that show, right? Because the fact that she could marry somebody and not know that they were sexually abused when they was a child means that she married a stranger. that she can be married to somebody and not know that they quote unquote had a drug problem, which means that she didn't care about her marriage to this stranger, right? The fact that she can put her or his information out on Front Street means that this is all capitalism.
Right.
For her 16 or for their 16-year-old daughter
Hmm.
to ask the question, is my mom's bugging for putting my dad's business on Front Street, is a two-part answer, because to good human beings, obviously, right? Like she should get set on fire, not for real, but like
Oh, look, send her to LA. Say it, send her to LA.
Burn her at the stake.
Oh
right,
my God.
like I would, like for somebody like her, I would call back to like the Salem witch trials, right? Just because that was evil and wicked,
Salem witch
right?
trials.
Whoa.
Because
Going back.
this is, and it's because the information is irrelevant to
Right. He's
to
deceased. Like, let him
it's,
rest
it's
in peace.
it's irrelevant to anybody outside of that household,
Right.
right? So who cares if he was gay or if he got touched or if he was a crackhead? Like none of that matters, right? To anybody outside of that house, right?
Hmm.
Making it my business. Now you leave me with an opinion I get to have about somebody, and now I get to make jokes about him being excuse me, a crackhead.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Right.
That's not right.
Yeah.
The Trump Obama, you know, like I said, I don't understand Democrat Republican relationships.
I mean,
So
freaking Trump. I mean, he's
so if I don't understand that, then you can see a Donald Trump and a Obama sitting there at a president's funeral, coking and joking.
right.
They supposed to be diametrically opposites.
Right.
So I'm saying I don't understand.
No, I don't get it
No,
either. I'm baffled
I
as hell.
under,
I think,
I
listen, everyone that's
understand.
seen
I
those pictures was
No,
completely
like, what?
understand it.
I understand that one.
It's two wings
Of the same
on the
bug,
same plane,
on the
on
same
the
plane.
same bird, same plane, whatever. So
You know,
I'm not
politicians,
confused.
famous people, rich, whatever.
No,
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
no. I'm not
They
confused.
employed by the same employer.
Yeah, I'm not confused with the politicians. I'm confused with people that's not getting a check, right? like, like people like they have, like it's beneficial for them to sit and be friendly and be friends because they're getting paid by the same
Oh,
people.
I see.
They're getting
Right.
paid by the same people at the same damn time.
Right.
A husband and wife don't always get paid on the same payday. They're not
Right. Right.
necessarily getting paid by the same people. Somebody might be getting paid more than the other, right?
Definitely.
Now throw in religious differences, dun dun dun, political differences, dun dun dun, and you can say, "Oh, but we love each other. We're gonna look past our God and our politics for our love." And there's no benefit here financially. Like it's just our love. It's just a feeling that we got. Like, what about our soul when we go? What about how God gonna treat our soul based on how we treated these feelings? Whatever. I'm saying that the politicians get paid to be friends. Like they get paid to play the game in front of our face.
I see what you're saying. Right. Because it's like, I feel like that was the most unlikely pair. Like you saw different, it was Bill Clinton there, Hillary Clinton, I think she was there. Um, George Bush, Laura Bush, the Bidens. Michelle Obama was noticeably absent from the funeral. Um, and
Michelle
Kamala
Obama
Harris and
wasn't
her
there.
husband. Huh?
Michelle Obama wasn't there.
No, she was noticeably absent. Um,
I've only seen that one clip of Obama and Trump
right.
joking and joking, so I don't know who was there or not there. That's interesting. But yeah, that's what I got on the flavor bombs. Like that joint is wild.
Yeah, so your first one, shout out to all of the first responders and
Mm-hmm.
all of the,
I forgot to say that part. Yeah.
everybody that has
Yeah, me
been
too.
working hard and working diligently, trying to, calm the fires and secure the safety of civilians and, just everyday Americans, and, just trying to make sure that they get the fires out, and everybody's safe, trying to save lives. So we love them. We salute y'all, power to y'all. And we want y'all to make it back home to y'all family safe,
Mm-hmm.
for what y'all doing. Um, Holly Berry situation. Halle Berry, Halle
Oh
Berry.
my God. Silly.
Halle Berry, Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry.
Uh, that's it. That's all I'm gonna give
Stupid.
her. That's all I'm gonna give her. And then what was the other thing? Donald Trump and Obama.
No, the Twitch, the
Oh
dancer.
yeah, Twitch choreographer, dancer, his wife.
Yeah. No, who he is. He
Yep.
was the dancer that was on
He was the
Ellen.
DJ on Ellen. And he was
Okay.
on I think So You Think You Could Dance, maybe?
Yeah, and he was on what Stomp the Yard or one of those
One of those bands.
Well, I
bring
will say this, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a man to open up about things that may have happened in his past,
Hmm.
because you may not think that you're gonna be with that person, and being vulnerable is something that comes with exposing those things, because you kind of have to know if you have a woman that would say, well, that's why you got fucked in your ass as a little boy.
Oh my God, that's horrendous.
and a lot will say that.
Oof.
You know?
Mm-mm.
A lot will weaponize your pain.
So you have to know,
That is just
yeah, if you two will allow me to say that, but you have to know if if you have a woman that will say that or not, that will take your vulnerability, and you communicate those type of things that maybe have happened to you as a man, in your youth. So when you were vulnerable and there was nobody around to protect you. So, you know, shit get real. And you don't and I know it's men, like, you don't always want to communicate some of the vulnerable things that have happened to you in life, with the woman that you with. Like, I know the guy said, like she may not have known, but he may not have told her, because he had to take his time to get there, to figure out, first of all, is this my woman? Is this
mhm,
who I'm going to be with? Is this the person I can trust?
I was
right.
Not
saying,
just with the information, but also with,
The
not
feelings and
using it,
everything.
right? Not using it against you because they get mad about some shit that have nothing to do with that.
and clearly she was not trustworthy because she's using it against him.
Because she's using it against them, and now she's
Right
talking about
now that he's deceased.
see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Oh my God.
I might know what the fuck I'm talking about a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
That's
So
sad.
yeah, so I understand that that's sad. That's sad that even we have that as a topic to talk about, that man's trauma and the way it was revealed to us to be able to talk about it. I think she trifling, you know, and
Yeah, and his kids are like 10 and 5. So they're gonna have to, when they grow up, they're gonna be searching the internet one day and they're gonna find those articles of Twitch's wife
I
reveals
mean,
such and
they might
such.
stumble across Cigar Sundays and hear us talking about how
Right,
trifling
right.
their mama is.
Right.
You know
It
what I'm
might be
saying?
today. Yeah. They might
Yeah,
not
like
have to
how,
wait a few years.
yeah, you know, and no disrespect to y'all mama's kids, but she foul. You
Yeah,
know,
she's super foul.
yeah,
That's
because she told
Something
your
that he
mother
put he,
that in
yeah, he put
confidence. You know, your dad told your mother that in confidence
no,
because he trusted her. You
no,
know,
bro. He wrote. She said
it
that
was in a journal,
Jazz said he wrote that in his journal.
right?
and
She
then she
found
read
his
the journal.
diaries.
She read it and then published it online, like screenshotted that.
Okay, but you know, I mean, like
Hey, that
that's
That's
now,
worse.
no, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all now. That sounds scripted. That sounds like some Hollywood shit. That sounds like they probably was in on it. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Like
that part.
to
Mm.
me, that sound like he wrote it in a journal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he, you know, and
which
then
which is
she
which is
found it,
which
and
is
then
why
she
I said
revealed it, and
which
then
is why
come
I
on,
said
like
what I
that shit
said
sound
about
Hollywood.
which is why I
That
said
don't
what I
Yeah, that is
said
kind of a
about
lot.
yeah.
like because he wrote it in the journal but didn't tell the woman that he gonna marry.
Yeah, like
Like,
that don't sound like he was having a conversation with his wife and was
nah.
just like, you know, like, man, like some
She
shit. Like I
found she
had a
found
fucked
this
up
later.
childhood and some shit happened to me. And, you know, like I just want to share it with you because I know, you know, we gonna be together forever. This is it. And
Nah.
I want you to know, like, I done been through some shit. So,
Right.
you know, like like, and I'm not gay. You feel me? So, like, but whoop, 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 and this what happened, and blah, blah, blah. So, like, if that's the case, yeah. But like I wrote it in a journal and then she found it and then she revealed it. Like it sounds like some gossipy bullshit, some shit for him to get a movie, right? Some
Mm,
shit for, you know, a negative to create a positive, right?
right.
Now, if that wasn't the case and she was really foul and he was hiding shit in his journal, then that's corny too. Because as a man, you should share that stuff with your wife. You know,
How was that your wife? Like
like
you
how
supposed
is that? And she don't know what you know what I'm saying. She don't know your past. She don't know, you know.
like
But I understand a lot of people don't want to examine their past because they've never grown from it,
and
and
I'm
that's a
saying
Or
Ali
healed
saying
from it.
I'm
heal
saying
from it, grown from it. Yes, same thing,
Yeah.
guys.
you should be
Yes,
by yourself is what I'm saying. Right?
yeah,
Because intervene with somebody else is because that's that misery loves company crap,
right.
right? And you should heal, right? And you should want to be with another person that's also healed, so y'all can actually be fruitful and multiply. But if you are aggy and this person is really loving you, and now because you all aggy, you build this mistrust and this distrust, and now it's like, look, this not worth it. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, we just fucking,
Some
right?
people just living in that.
And I'm saying if
You
we doing that, like just say that don't give me the fairy tale, man. Let me just give you the $40 and move on.
know, $40.
Hold on. What?
You only getting the heat. You only getting the top off for $40, player.
Man, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Shit, I ain't trying to impress no damn
Oh, good time, that's what $40 sound like. A good time, not a long time. For real. But
Right.
moving on to moving on to Barack and Trump, man. Like, you know, whatever. It was a photo op. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like whatever they worked out of it. I honestly think they don't
Right. It
have a
was a
problem with
major photo op. Yeah.
I don't think that they have a problem with each other at all. You know,
Right.
I honestly don't. I don't think that they dislike each other or anything. I think that it is a political game. They both know that they playing it, and and they be laughing about the shit. Probably smoking a Cuban cigar. You know, probably smoking something with one of these rappers on it right here. You know what I'm saying? One of these joints. I think they be smoking these chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And just laughing at the whole shit and not even really, you know, giving a fuck. And everybody else is the, you know, is the receivers of
Everybody else
the
a victim.
yeah, the antics, you
Yeah.
know. because he's still gonna be the president. You know, I mean,
Right.
he's still gonna get inaugurated in 8 days,
Yeah.
and you know, and Barack is still a two-term, you know, former president. You know, legendary at it. You know, just for taking the
Mhm.
position on his complexion. You know,
And
Right.
even if
so
any of them was bad presidents, it wouldn't matter because they would still be in the president's club.
yeah, like they
They're
still got
still the
Secret
president of the
Service.
United States. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
still how was they able to sit over there next to each other to be able to talk shit to each other?
but
Because
they're
none
all
of the presidents,
presidents.
they're
They're
all
all
presidents
right.
you
They're
know what I'm
all
saying? So
presidents.
like,
with nobody else over there.
yeah,
Right. Just them. Like
like
all the presidents together.
let me tell you something. They'll listen to us talking and they'll be like, but you don't fucking know. You think
Yo,
you
fucking
fucking know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they'd be mad at us because we not on some bullshit with it. Because we not making it grandiose or making it
Right. We're
extra.
not
We
like
just
making
like,
other stuff, making it dramatic.
yeah, because we making like y'all cool with each other for real. Like low key, we know y'all cool with each other. Y'all have to be cool with each other
in order to run the government.
in order for this thing to keep going. You
Yeah,
know,
Right.
it's the idiots that y'all want to think that y'all ain't cool with each
yeah.
other. You know, to make a mockery of the shit, to you know, to encourage the divisiveness, to maintain the control. So I understand that. I understand divide and conquer. It's better to have people thinking that you on opposite sides than on even sides, because then you can get more stupid motherfuckers to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the collective, then we can't win. We can't win. We can't stay in control if they are together, if they unite.
Because if they're united, they're in control.
Because if they united, because it's more of them than it is of us.
Hell
You
yeah.
see?
Exactly.
So
Whole,
I
whole,
understand that
whole
shit. I
population.
ain't mad at it. You know, I'm still gonna pay my taxes, man. I'm still trying to come up in this world. Still trying to collect me some more Federal Reserve notes, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't think I'm the opposition. You know, we not the
Mhm.
ops. But I
The ops.
understand what's going on, and I refuse to, you know, like I refuse to just speak on that shit from an ignorant ass perspective. Like I'm just not gonna do it. You know, it's a waste of my time, and it doesn't benefit me. You know, like I want to look at the things that they're doing collectively. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on what are they doing collectively, because that's where I feel like I can put my little Federal Reserve notes and those,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, behind those moves, and we can add that shit up, you know, and pay a little bit more taxes too, or you know, or position myself to be in a place to take advantage of tax advantages, you know. So like the way it was designed. So you know, we not even tripping. We not tripping off Obama and or Trump, and you know, salute to them both, man. Trump, when you get in there, do something for America, man.
Right.
They've been asking you, you know, there's a lot of Americans that's looking for things to be done differently. So hopefully you do something different. You know, hopefully you do something better than your boy Barack. You talk shit about him all the time, doing the, you know, doing their little back and forths and shit. Well, we did this better and he did this and he
Right. Right.
fucking do something then, man. You know, do something for real. Like do something good. Do something that's gonna benefit some people. If not, then we'll see him do his little shit for 4 years, and then somebody else will come in with some bullshit and do their shit for 4 years, and somebody else will come in with some bullshit. And the same shit will just be going on. Prices will still be going up because it was way more expensive now than it was for our grandparents.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So I can't expect anything less than when we become grandparents or get to that grandparent, uh, that
Age.
that, that older grandparent age. Because I
Watch
know
that
the
word
God,
big.
yeah, because I know the God
Oh yeah,
already
you
is
have
GP.
yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like that old grandparent. You know what I mean? Like that old, you know, when if you know,
Social Security.
God allow us to get there. You know what I'm saying? That them 60s, 70s, you know, loaf of bread gonna be more than what it was. You know, it ain't gonna be a nickel like it used to be, you know, and it ain't gonna be $2 like it is now, you know. So what we looking for? What are we
Correct.
expecting for Trump to do? What are we, if that's going to be the thing, like if that's what it's going to be in 20 years from now, you know, a loaf of bread, inflation is going to still be inflation, and a loaf of bread is still going to be from $2 or $4. Like in the Bahamas, like, oh my God, like a loaf of bread was like $5. You know what I'm saying? For the cheap loaf of bread.
How much is flour?
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even look at the bag of flour. I'm
Let's make
like,
our own bread out this mug.
goodness
Golly.
gracious, for real. You know, make you want to just grow some wheat. You got the climate for it. You know, for real. So, you know, so I mean, if that's all we got to look forward to, then
Yeah.
you know, I'm not I'm not Trump, Obama, whoever. You know, we just trying to, you know, keeping our head above water, making a way when we can, temporarily, good times. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
that's what we trying to do, baby. We
Hell yeah.
surviving and thriving, man. We ain't tripping all that. So that's all we got. We want to thank Jazz for them flavor.
We getting this money, ain't no limit. What's the cost? You ain't got it, don't run it up on me. Baby, I'm a boss, baby.
And them
Yeah.
flavor bombs.
Yeah, I do have to get going in a little, like, right now, guys. But I'm glad I
Right
could
now?
come. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
glad
so
I could come and bring the flavor bombs and
cool,
discuss
cool.
tolerance.
Cool. So before you go, Jazz, first, thank you for the flavor bombs. Thank you for pulling up. Tolerance. Is tolerance bad, good, or misunderstood? What you think, Jazz?
I think it's misunderstood because when you look at that definition and there's all those synonyms, and I mean, but just off the top of my head, it's misunderstood because people mostly they think about tolerance kind of like in a negative, like I'm tolerating this, I'm tolerating that. The tolerance of, tolerance isn't all bad. You're tolerating things in everyday life. You know, there's a traffic jam. You're tolerating that. What are you going to do? Like get out of your car and walk? Like you have to tolerate things. Like no matter how small, no matter how big, that's how life is. You cope with things every day, no matter, you know, how great they are or how tragic they are. You tolerate it. That's how life is. You just, go with it, deal, you know, cope, learn your way through things, you know, tolerate the good with the bad.
I can dig it. Tolerate the good with the bad. For sure. Well, thank you, Jazz. And make sure to have a peaceful, positive, productive start to your week. And we will see you next Sunday, Jazz.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Good night,
All right.
Jazz.
Next night.
All right, sis.
Yeah, so if y'all just joining us, we just got through with the flavor bombs and just wish Jazz Garcelle a good night. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays live. Also, we got links in the description. Don't forget to check out the links in the description from DBCHEFTV, BK Soul Farm, and I am Jazz Garcelle. And we have been discussing tonight, y'all, the word tolerance. We had our first question was, in what situation does the panel think tolerance is the most important? And we exchanged some very interesting insights on that question, related to that question. Our second question was, is tolerance different from acceptance? And should tolerance be considered a moral value? We also shared some insights on that question. And to our third and final question this evening, are there limits to tolerance? And if so, what should they be?
So since I was wrong, um, I think the limit should. I don't know. I still don't feel wrong. Like I know I'm saying what I feel, but like I don't feel wrong what I'm looking at, right? I'm gonna stick with the I'm gonna stick with our family that's living a lifestyle. right? And I'm gonna say that tolerance should be extended as far as I'm expected to do something or I'm expected to participate. Um, like you can do you, I can do me until you say I also got to do you, or I say you also got to do me. I think once one of us is once we start bleeding on each other, like I don't want to tolerate no more. Like I actually want a clear separation. Keep your blood, I keep my blood. Like that's what I think. I think once it starts getting cross contaminated too much, or I don't know if I'm saying it right, because that's that because I use that family. I use our family in my mind. Like the best thing is like I got cousins, just like everybody else got cousins, and when I have conversations with them, like I can, and I love it because I can completely have my views about an agenda, and they know when they hear me saying it and in real time, know that I'm not talking about them or their situation, right? Like they can separate what I'm saying from what I'm saying, right? It's like I don't know.
The older ones I have can do that. The younger ones, I don't think they have that level of discernment. I think that they think that that's what you think about them too. You know, like they don't know it's us against the world because
Because it's us against the world, right? Like
yeah,
before your
they don't
sex,
know that.
before you having sex with somebody, like your skin color is your skin color first, always,
Yeah.
right? Like
And that's because the elders don't set an example of unity together. You know, that's the biggest problem with that. If the elders set more of a unification example, then they would know that. They would know that it's that like like to get up, like to come online and be like, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like this and I don't like that. And I think this is this and this and this and that. But then they see you and they know like you don't think that about them. You're okay with what they do. Like they will be okay with the hypocrisy in it, you know. So, but I'm not a person who like explaining myself all the time.
correct.
So that's why I just conduct myself a certain way. So that way I don't have to explain it. You never heard me do that. You never seen me do that. So it shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
And that's how I present it. But
Listen to what you just said. Off. This is off topic, but on topic. I'm also confused. I will accept the position of being confused, right? Even though I might disagree, but I will accept the position of being confused um, on that topic, that gender and sex, right, are different things, right? Like that's where I feel like the younger generation that's why they feel like that. They feel like because you're saying something about a thing, you're talking about them.
yeah.
Like because it's all one and the same, and I just don't care. Like
That's what it boils down to. But then they even take that to heart. Like, well, why don't you care? You know what I'm
man, I
saying?
don't I don't care
And
how
it's
many
like,
I don't care how many beds you got in your hotel room.
right. But
Like,
that but
I
but that's
don't
the
care.
difference where it's like, I don't care what you're doing. I love you anyway.
I care what you
Anyway.
I care what you doing to keep you looking and breathing.
Right. I care what you're doing to value your life.
I don't care about you.
I care what you're doing to be successful. I care
Yeah,
what you're doing to elevate yourself. I care what
yeah,
you're doing to value our family and want other people in your family. I care that you want other people in the family to be successful too, that you share my sentiment,
yeah. I
you
don't care
know.
what you had for dinner last night.
Yeah, but I want you to have a meal,
Yeah, I want you to have eaten.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want it to be nutritious, right?
yeah.
I wanted to hit all the hit all the marks. But if it was pork, if I don't eat pork, if you know,
Yeah,
if
like I don't care about that shit.
I don't
Yeah,
care. Like I don't
yeah.
care.
I pork on the wall, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got
You
right
know what I'm
here.
saying? Yeah, like I
Where's
don't
that? Right
like.
there. We got pig on the wall, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got sheep, goat. You know, cows, everything. This is the D. We'll be at. We in the kitchen. DB Chef TV kitchen, man. We in the kitchen.
Yeah,
We got
like
crab, lobster. We eating. We eating over here. So trust
I care more about your establishment being like, oh man, his lights is
being
on.
sanitary, right?
It's sanitary. The doors open. You know, you got
The
tables and
customer
chairs.
service, the
That's good customer
quality.
service. You know,
Yeah,
good.
you
You know,
know,
the food coming
the
out properly.
experience.
The
There we
experience.
go.
All
There we
right.
go. You know, if
I
you
care
like
about.
what you like it. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I got on that though. But yeah,
And that's what's important. But family sometimes it's hard because they don't understand that, and you might have to explain it. But that's the only people I explain it for. Like, like I'd be like, and friends who I consider family, people who I wasn't given well.
the
And I
people that
and
got
I
my
say
heart.
this, yeah, like people I wasn't birthed from other people that was birthed from the same lineage. But
Yeah,
I look at it like, like anybody that you consider family, that you love, that you care about, like that's still family. Like it's bigger than friends. I get it why, like, as a young person you go from friends to family.
yeah,
You go to where it's like, nah, like they ain't really my friend. That's my family. Because I value them in a different capacity.
correct.
Like you said, in my heart, like it feels different. Like if they hurt and I feel like I would hurt. If they hurt and I feel like I would help them, I would do something. If they going through some shit, I feel like I would do something to say something motivating. I understand sometimes I could say something motivating that'll hurt a motherfucker feelings. I get
I get that.
that. you know
But I can also be
but
soft too. I got
yeah,
soft.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
can do soft style.
Yeah, but I could be like, some, and I could be wrong. I thought that I might think that a person could take the tough shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they seem tough. Like,
And I might need to apologize.
maybe. You know what I'm saying? But if you do apologize and they don't accept it, then that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what if you apologize and a person tells you, I don't care what you say and how you gonna say it, I don't want to interact with you, blah blah. So I don't know.
Yeah, corny
See,
shit like that.
see, I'm
Like
about to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? To some
yeah,
people that don't even deserve the disrespect because somebody acting a certain way. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Those people don't deserve like they don't care in the first place. They don't care about you. They don't care about them. They are just users and abusers, right?
I'm
And
like,
if
damn, like how you apologize and the person say, I don't even want your apology. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
you ain't never like me
Like you ain't never really, you was just using me the whole time
the whole time, and you was waiting for this particular opportunity.
for you to say, kiss my ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, so like I could see, like that's what you was talking about. That's what you was talking about. Person talking about this on site, and then and then and then they don't want, and then they just pick up the what do you say? Pick up the remote control or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see that person, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they just pick up a drink and they just start drinking, or they pick up a, you know what I'm saying? Like bro, like I don't know, man. Like it's just
Yeah, nah.
I just continue to learn. I just continue and I continue to be tolerant because I tolerate that type of stuff as well. You know, and I think that that tolerance has a lot to do with it, where it's just like, you know what? If you not somebody, the only people who can be used are people that have shit. That's the only people that can be used. If you ain't nobody using no fucking bums.
What you use them for?
So you gotta be thankful. You gotta be like, you know what? That's where your shine is. That's where it's like, you know what? Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like I could be used. You know why? Because I got shit to be used. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm of value. So I'm gonna keep winning because I've been a winner. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So until you find somebody else to give you pity, that's the only way you're gonna be successful because you don't want to do the work to get it. You don't want to put in all of the hard ass work that it takes to be somebody who get used. Because the people who get used, clearly everybody else who is looking at them to use them is saying they have something that I don't. They have something that I can't get. They have something that I can't achieve
And that I need.
and that I need, you know. And the people who get used, they develop a tolerance. And I learned something. I even learned something like that's why I said 2024. I learned a lot of shit in 2024. I thank you. Let me tell you something. I thank you for all the pieces of shit people that I knew prior to 2024 that I dropped in 2024 because it let me know that people will use you. And when when you no longer pity them and you require them to actually perform, when you require them to have a standard for themselves, they'll no longer value you because they say, you don't have pity for me anymore. You don't look down on me anymore. And the strange part about it is, it's like, I was never looking down on nobody. That's the wild shit. But that's how it got revealed to me because it was like, damn, like, I don't even look down on nobody. I always looked at it like it's love. You know, like I always felt like I'm putting a person on this, I'm doing to others as you doing to yourself. I'm never gonna treat myself like shit. So if I love you, I ain't gonna treat you like shit either.
Unfortunately, for most of these cats, we just love ourselves a lot and love ourselves hard. So we're gonna kind of love you the same way, right? And people can't handle it. Right? They think you're being an asshole, right? Because you're too aggressive.
Too
Right?
aggressive.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like all my
That sound like
friends,
some shit they
all,
were saying to
all
me in the military when I first got in there. You too aggressive. You too aggressive. You too, you need to be more what? Docile, timid and shit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
yeah, nah. So like,
What the fuck for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to win. I don't get it, but I got it. We got it now. We got it now.
yeah, yeah.
We
I
got
think
it.
I think if I developed a soft style, I think everybody that know me would look at me crazy.
You know, I don't think they will believe me, God. I don't think God. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I got dudes who, when I was like 8, 9 years old, right? Like these guys were teenagers. They still won't deal with me today because all they remember is the shit I used to talk. Like, I whoop your ass. I was 8 or 9, 10 years old. Like, I wasn't a teenager then when I was talking that shit to you when you, like, I'm saying that if you're watching this now, if you're one of these guys in the neighborhood where I grew up in the many neighborhoods that we grew up in, that I grew up in, if you're one of those guys, y'all, I was 9, 10
Yo,
when I was talking that shit to y'all, man.
Come
I
on,
was
none
a
of that stuff
little
matters.
child, man. None of
None
that
of that,
stuff matters. Like
none of that
y'all was
stuff matters.
17, 18, scared of me at 9 or 10. And y'all see, yeah, every little boy y'all put on me, I whooped them out or they beat me up. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I won every fight. Y'all was happy when y'all put somebody on me and I had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? But then on another day, I see them because they beat me up on Tuesday. I'm gonna whoop your ass on Friday because I'm not gonna wear this ass whooping for the whole week. You know what I'm saying? So like it was tribal. It wasn't, and me and that same person was still friends. Me and that young person was still friends. It was just the big boys was mad because the big boys didn't want to put their hands on me because I had another big boy, a cousin or somebody that would come through and put some hands on you. You know what I'm
Whole different
saying?
problem.
For playing with me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I took advantage of it. I talked a lot of smack. I did because I knew I had a big cousin that'd come through that might, you know what I'm saying? Come way harder, you know.
Yeah.
But I fought everybody that they put in front of me. You
Mhm.
know, win some, lose some. But it's like now they don't see it like that's I'm 45. Like that was like 30 something years ago. You know, like damn, like nigga still holding on to shit for 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you still holding on to shit.
If
You
you was
know,
30 and now you 60, I'm like, all right, maybe you was an adult, but definitely some preteen stuff.
man, these cats 53,
The
55,
preteen stuff don't
56, you know what I'm saying?
don't matter.
52, 51, like still hating. Still hating. You know, like it's wild to me, God. It's like it's some guys who's doing some things who like I'd be like, man, can we hook up? Can we link up? Can we do some stuff? And they know I ain't no bum in the street. They know I ain't out. They know I ain't using nobody for nothing. They know I don't need nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm genuinely reaching out just to be like, man, can we just work together on something? Like I'm just
Mhm.
looking to reach out to people that I know before I go to, you know, strangers or before I go to people that I've met along my journey. Like the people I've met along my journey have been more helpful than the people that I knew coming from where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like they be scared to be like, oh no, because they remembering they remembering childhood stuff
Yeah.
and scared to learn who you are as an adult. You know, it's
Which is crazy
wild to
because
me.
we winning now.
Because we winning now, you know, and they don't want to help you win, or they don't want you to be instrumental in helping them win,
Yeah,
right?
because we talked about that too, because they're gonna need the fear of "I told you so" or "I told you should have listened to me. I'm right, wasn't I? I was right, wasn't I? Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man."
It's crazy.
And you can
It's
tell
crazy.
everybody. Hell yeah.
It's crazy. And then if I say, well, fuck you, then I'm just being that same little youngster that I was being then, right?
Hmm.
You know, so it's like you can't win with them. You know what I mean? So you gotta just be like, man, fuck them. I'm gonna do my thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you participate or not, I just still gotta go, man. I gotta keep rising to the
Hell
top.
yeah.
While my mama say, give it all you got,
You ain't
give it
lying,
all you
bro.
got, give it all you got.
You ain't lying.
That's what we
Like,
gonna do, baby. Cause ain't
like,
no half stepping. For real. For real.
yeah.
Ain't no half stepping, man. We gonna keep it going. That's what we gonna keep on doing. For
And
real.
to change up what you said just a little bit, you say ain't no winning with them. Like they ain't gonna be able to win with you because you winning already, right? You trying to bring people up and like trying to like let's win together. And these cats talking about they trying to stop you. They trying to stop a winner from winning. Like you can't do that. I'm gonna just go over here and just win.
That's it.
Just
That's it. I'm with all right. So ain't nobody. So this your block, right? Okay.
okay.
Well, I'm gonna go over here on this block. Okay. And if what I do on this block interferes with your block, then eventually you're gonna come over here and you're gonna have a conversation. So when you come over here and have a conversation, you better come correct because you already know how I'm coming. So if you don't come with, damn, I ain't want to deal with you, but now I see what you're doing, then you know I'm going to charge you. You know I'm going to charge you because I came to you first and said, can we work together?
You said no.
And you said no.
Yo, that's spot the fuck on right there. Cause cats do not want to ride the train with you. They don't want to sit and wait for on a platform and look and see if it's coming down, right? They want they want the prizes and the rewards, and they want everything from you doing all that. And it's not fair. Like, that's not cool.
The shit ain't cool. I don't know
Right.
about fairness. You know, like they say
Yeah,
life ain't fair. That one line of life ain't fair, right?
yeah, we had to do a thing on the word fair too. 'Cause I don't know if I'm using that right. Like, but it's just
We could do fair.
but they say excuse my Americanness. Right.
Right.
Right. So yeah, right, cause that whole, like, I'm anti, like, I need a team around me. I need to win with the ones I love. Right? If I don't win with the ones I love, I lose. Right? So if the ones I love say no, 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 and now I find new loved ones and we winning, and now the old loved ones talking about, yo, can we just do a little something? Can't you just break me off a little something? Can't you help me here? And I'm like, I don't, like, nah.
Yeah, like I don't really know about that.
Nah.
You know, like I got some people that got my blood in them that I'm already gonna have that compassion for, you know. So that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, that's gonna be real difficult, you know, because the people that already I kind of look at and I see auntie so and so in their face or cousin so and so in their face, like I'm already gonna be, you know, like compelled. So, you know, so it's kind of difficult to be like, you know, like you ain't really want to fuck with me, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you was acting like,
Like,
you
I'm a
know,
herd, like I'm a sucker,
yeah,
like I'm a
you
do
know,
nothing, like I'm a dun like I ain't got shit
yeah,
going on, and I'm a winner.
like you ain't really seen me out on the town already. Like you ain't already know that I was already on my own shit. Like you ain't heard about me already. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't be tripping. You know, we just keep it pushing. That's all we do. We keep it pushing, man. Keep on winning, God. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but and we remain tolerable. Like we tolerate that. That's what a tolerance is. You just tolerate the foolishness. You know, there's a level of tolerance for this foolishness. The, you know, opinions or behavior that one does not necessarily agree with. You know, opinions or behavior that one does not necessarily agree with. You know, so we tolerate that. And
But
man, tolerance is serious.
but for the guy, once I start bleeding, I'm out. Right? Like,
Yeah.
like what's because now I'm losing my life force, right? And now your self-centeredness, your narcissist tendencies are now putting my life in jeopardy because I'm bleeding. It's one thing if I'm just irritated, but once blood is leaking from my body, no, I'm out.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, definitely. So, our third question, y'all, we've been talking about tolerance this evening was, are there limits to tolerance? And if so, what should they be? Um, you know, I don't think there is a limit to tolerance. You know, I think it's all situational, and you know,
Yeah.
you have to examine what you're going to tolerate as a person and what you're not willing to tolerate as a person. And I think that goes for every individual, you
And
know,
situation.
and situation. Yeah.
Cause my blood and your blood, your bleeding point and my bleeding point might be different.
It might be different. That's true.
And my bleeding point for this person may be non-existent for this person.
Yeah. 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 For some people, yeah, you will bleed out, you
I
know.
bleed out, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you got me. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. You will die for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You'll really be willing to sacrifice your life for them, you know.
Right.
And I think everybody got somebody that they willing to sacrifice their life for, you know. And that's why I said, like when we talked about offline, like I know the people I'm willing to sacrifice my life for. You know, if they call me and I hear any type of frustration in a voice, you know, I'm concerned.
100%.
You know, so I know who those people are, for sure, for sure, for sure, and I do whatever I can. So, you know, whatever I'm physically possible to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and I know sometimes I might need them to dial me down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And be like, no, it's not that serious. I don't need you to do all that, nigga. You know, but
I get
you
it though. You
know,
passionate.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, we said it people time, I'm a Pisces. Sometimes I go too far.
100% facts. Yo, we
You
got a
know,
lot of emotions to deal.
yeah, you know, like I get emotional too. I'm not anti emotions. You know what I'm saying? I profess that I hate them because I do hate emotions because how they control and how they make the human react, you know, even myself, because it'd be hard to, you know, like you want to just go to logic instantly, but sometimes them emotions just have you gone and you can't really, you know, you have to bring yourself back or hope that something in the universe is a person there, something
A
in
memory,
your
something.
brain, you know, for real, like something, because you know, you might be suffering from mental health. You might have anxiety disorder, and you know what I'm saying? And your panic attacks look different. You know, when your panic attacks happens, people get choked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So like it might be different. It might not be just you have a panic attack and you screaming and yelling,
Nah,
you might
might
be
defend
doing
yourself.
something.
Might be
Yeah,
defending yourself.
yeah, you might be doing something. You might be defending yourself unnecessarily. It might be elevated, you
Correct.
know. So, so I understand that. You know, I understand that. I deal with things myself, and you know, and we all have to have a level of tolerance. You know, people who love us tolerate us too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
tolerate the stuff that we deal with too, the things that they disagree with. You know, so it's all fair in life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But tolerance, y'all. We was talking about tolerance this evening, and man, we had another fantastic conversation. So, God, what you got? Tolerance, bad, good, or misunderstood?
Well, for my ignorance is 100% misunderstood because I was confused on the topic on the definition. But even with the definition and the conversation based on the questions, I still think that we are using it incorrectly, right? Like I don't think that we're appropriately using these words at all to say what we need to say, right? And I don't think we understand the masculine and feminine properties of these words. I think we really relate them to male or female versus what they really mean, right? Like men think about this word this way, women think about it this way. Neither are wrong, both are okay, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's definitely misunderstood, right? Like because even now I'm still fighting with my meaning versus the definition. right? And trying to make it make sense and put it together, right? So I'm like, it got to be misunderstood.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Tolerance is definitely misunderstood. Um, looking at the definition, it just lets us know that, you know, in particular, the existence of opinions or behavior that one does not necessarily agree with. So, I mean,
I feel like we need more words, bro. It needs more words.
it's just such a broad spectrum. It is. It really is. Just, things or instances that you don't agree with, and you just have to tolerate it.
No, I don't like that.
And you just have to tolerate. It's just tolerance. So,
Just tolerance. Yeah.
yeah. So I think that it's definitely misunderstood, but I think, it's a good thing that we have it, because I don't think if we didn't have tolerance, I think the world would be in chaos. I think the world would be in absolute chaos if we didn't have tolerance.
I think you would have one Republican and one Democrat. That would be it, right? I think everybody else would be killing each other if we didn't have tolerance.
Yeah, would it even be room for a
What?
Republican and Democrat? Yeah, I don't think it'd be 1-1. I don't even think they had that, because they wouldn't know to go into the Senate and laugh together.
True.
You see?
True.
That's what a joke is.
Because they got to govern.
Right, because they have to govern. And no matter how much they hate each other, they have to go in that place together and do business together in that place of business. So they have to tolerate each other, no matter how much you don't like this person or much you don't like that person. But it's not the human that they're not liking. It's their ideology or their policy or what they just saying. It's just like when we do this online, people may not like what we saying, but that don't mean that they don't still like the person offline. Like, oh, he's a really nice guy. I don't like what he's talking about online, but I barbecued with the guy and we had drinks and everything, and it was, what I'm saying, it was a good time,
A completely different conversation offline.
completely different conversation offline, right? But online, I ain't like, nah, I don't want to watch that shit, So I understand the tolerance that everybody has to have, and we hope that y'all watching at home tonight, just examine your lives, and the things that you tolerate, and that's it for real. That's really it. Like I say, we always say, we're not the gurus, but if it's something you like, pick it up, have a smoke right here on Cigar Sundays Live. If not, leave it in the ashtray for somebody else to come back and take a pull.
Hell yeah.
And with that said, guy, I think that if you got anything else on tolerance, I think we're gonna go ahead and close the show this evening.
Nah, we can close out, God. Peace.
Well, we want to make sure that everybody have a peaceful and positive, productive start to their week. We also want to thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday right here on Cigar Sundays Live. Peace, God.
Peace, God. This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
The same place the trap music comes from. with the loaded guns. Heavy bass lines, 808s and kick drums. I'm from the same place the trap music comes from. Same story, same streets with the loaded guns. Heavy bass lines, 808s and kick drums.
This that real rap music, got the bass thumping in the back, gon' then clap to it. They sippin' actin' on the tack, I just relax and spit these facts up on these tracks, cause I got big dreams. On the music scene, rap game Obama, rhymes blowing up like my name was Osama. We ain't with the drama where I'm from, like to play it dumb. I ain't seen shit, got to flood the scene quick, cause they be shooting more than just pictures in my city. Got polluted ways of getting riches in my city, all the way up like crack and Remy. Still painting pictures, getting riches in my city.
From the same place the trap music comes from. Same story, same streets with the loaded guns. Heavy bass lines, 808s and kick drums. I'm from the same